What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills Latest. We are brought to you by FanArc. Boy, oh boy. McDaniel and Rivers pull out from the head coach search. That's not a good look. Back-to-back candidates that say, nah, never mind. I wonder why that is. I wonder if Pagula ever thought that he'd have coaches that don't want to come. Again, this was not thought through. He even said that the Denver loss is what made this move happen. It is just too late, too little, man. McDermott should have been gone years ago. Why do you think he's saying he's going to take a year off? Because nobody wants him. So for all the Bills fans that put out an e-signature that reached almost 70,000 to bring him back, what does it tell you that another NFL team does not want him? I don't get it. The problem here is not the fact that they fired McDermott. That was the right thing to do. Pagula screwed up by not letting go of Bean as well. That's where this has all gone to shit. If he were to have totally cleaned house, nobody would be talking about it. It would still be regarded as the best job to have in the NFL today. But because you decided to keep Bean on, this is the fallout. You get guys like McDaniel and Rivers pulling out of meetings saying, nah, never mind. On second thought, I don't think it's a right fit for me and my family. I don't get it. Pagula, he has to be wondering now. Because here's the thing. Somebody that has been established, let's say, made good money coaching, they're financially set, and they've coached in other destinations, say like even though Philip Rivers didn't coach, he played in San Diego. We'll use that as an example. Do you think he really wants to leave a place like San Diego for Buffalo, New York? No matter how good this team is, how shiny the new stadium is, it is still Buffalo, New York. We love it. We grew up here. We understand its quirks. But for those who have lived in 72 year-round with palm trees and beaches, I could see why they're a little hesitant to move here. So not only does this coach have to culturally fit what we bring here in Western New York, but he also has to bring the football know-how. Good luck. How many of those are out there? That's why Brian Daboll will most likely be back. Another failed up. We'll see what happens now with Davis Webb because the Broncos just lost. But you will not be getting anybody of any sort of stature. I'm sorry, Buffalo. And that's all because of Bean. Not even because of Pagula. Not even because of the weather. But because of Bean. Imagine being an established head coach in this league, and you're told you could have Josh Allen, but I'm going to pick the rest. The next head coach is going to have little to no say on who is brought in as far as draft. And if anything happens, as far as if Bean tries to say, hey, well, coach wanted this guy. Well, you said that about Coleman too. So Bean's put himself in a corner. If Bean doesn't have a stellar draft this year or stellar trades, he will be gone. Not only that, it will be very hard for him to find another job with another organization. He has backed himself into a corner where he cannot pass blame anymore. Pagula put him in that corner, saying, well, it was the coaches that wanted to draft Keon. Not so much Bean. He was being a team player, right? Okay, fine. But now what you're telling me is Bean will have all control over football operations from here on out. So who's he going to blame when he fucks this up too? Because he's got nobody now. He's going to make Pagula look like an idiot. As if that guy doesn't have enough shit going on. How Brandon Bean still to this day, after both the championship games have been played, still blows my mind how this man was able to maintain a job and get promoted. Makes 0 sense. 0 sense. And it is bad. It is bad. Because again, these fans, they're starting to feel scammed. Like all this was just for a new stadium. What if Josh leaves in the next year or two? What if he's there for the next year, maybe two, and then gone? You wasted one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And for those saying that Josh is young, he's going to have plenty of shots. He plays like Cam Newton. His game is not going to age great. Not as good as a Burrow or a Drake May or a Sam Darnold, a true pocket passer, because they don't need to be as mobile as Josh. Josh depends on his mobility. His window is smaller than Buffalo's window. So now imagine being a Buffalo fan for all these years. You finally get another quarterback. You waited all this time. Now New England's back in the Super Bowl. You're getting a new stadium. Woohoo! And then Josh leaves. You get a new stadium, and again, you're a bottom feeder of the AFC East. That's what the Cards look like right now. If I were to just take all bias out of this and look from the outside, I'd be asking myself, why in the world would Josh want to stay? Why? Why? But that's it for today's Bills podcast, folks. This has been Bills Latest. We were brought to you by FanArc. We hope you hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps us out so much. Thank you guys again. We'll see you back with more content tomorrow.